Newport News. Story 1. Whether true or not, believe it or don't, this is the story we heard. It began in an old one-level farmhouse in Newport News, Virginia, near the water where the summer air always carried the smell of salt and marsh. The house had been in the family for generations. Its wood creaked constantly, even when nobody moved. And at night, the wind seemed to whisper through the thin walls like distant voices. A boy was helping his mother clean out the old cellar beneath the farmhouse. The cellar was cold, damp, and smelled of dirt, mildew, and rusted metal. Most of what sat down there had not been touched in years. While moving old crates and broken tools, the boy discovered a large, heavy-duty chest shoved into the far corner beneath a hanging, cobweb-covered shelf. The chest was old black iron, reinforced with thick bands of steel, and across the front hung a large antique lock stained green with age. "Mom?" the boy asked, brushing dust from the lid. "What is this?" His mother stopped what she was doing and stared at it for a moment before answering. "That belonged to your grandfather." The boy looked back at the chest with curiosity growing in his eyes. "Can we open it?" His mother shook her head slowly. "No, I don't have the key." She walked closer, almost cautiously, as though even standing near the chest made her uncomfortable. "You don't remember your grandfather," she said quietly. "He died almost 10 years before you were born." The boy listened carefully as she continued. He spent most of his life chasing mysteries, trying to understand things most people were smart enough to leave alone. He believed there was more beyond this world than we can see. Sometimes, I think he spent more time searching through darkness than he ever did looking for light. The boy looked at the chest again. "Nobody ever opened it?" She shook her head. "No, not after he died. It's stayed locked ever since." The boy smiled nervously. "Is it cursed?" His mother laughed softly, though something about it sounded forced. "No," she said, "but there's a good chance some things inside might be." She leaned closer to him and lowered her voice. "And if you get too curious, your grandfather might come back to check on you himself." The boy laughed uneasily while his mother straightened up. "There have always been stories in this family," she continued. "Stories about your grandfather and the other side. Some things are better left alone." The boy was disappointed, but he nodded. "Okay." And for days, then weeks, he left the chest untouched, until one cool summer night. The air drifting through the farmhouse windows carried the familiar scent of salt water and wet earth. Inside the old home, everyone slept in rooms connected to the main living area, separated only by thin walls and narrow doorways. Sometime deep in the night, the boy suddenly woke to the feeling of something poking his shoulder. At first, he thought it was his mother, but when he opened his eyes, he froze. Standing in the far corner of the room was a tall black figure. It was impossibly thin, with long, gangly arms hanging nearly to the floor. Its shoulders bent inward unnaturally, and its body looked less like flesh and more like a shadow that had somehow taken shape. Its eyes were black within blackness itself, empty and endless. The boy could not move. The creature slowly raised one of its long arms. The limbs stretched across the room unnaturally, like darkness crawling over the walls without touching them. Then it pointed, directly toward the fireplace, toward a single brick near the bottom. The boy turned his head to look, and when he looked back, the entity was gone.